Good afternoon, Pokefans. Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Matt, and we're going to continue our climb through Season 9 rank ladder using a team that we built from scratch. It is Sunday. It's going to be really warm, so if I do sound tired, it's because of that. I did get a lot of sleep, which is why you guys will be seeing this video much later than intended, but that's okay because I definitely needed the shut-eye. So, announcements before we get started. This is going to be the greatest part. Championship Sunday for Pokemon World is over. It was actually yesterday's live stream. If there's anything I have to nitpick is I don't think that they showed top 8. I saw a top 16 in the live stream for Friday, and I was excited to see what top 8 was and who the competitors' Pokemon were, and maybe get a sense of their strategy. But it ended during top 16, and I don't know if they were doing that on purpose or if it just ran too long. It was like a 12-hour live stream for sure, so they obviously had to do top 8 and top 4. I didn't see those matches, and I haven't been able to find those matches, so I'm assuming that they stopped it when top 16 was crowned. But I would much rather have had a top 16 or a top 8 and a top 4 for just like maybe a couple hours more of a live stream if they would have given us more rounds in day 1 and partially of day 2. Day 1 was 7, day 2 was also 7. I think they should have done like maybe round 9 in day 1, and then included top 8 and top 4 so that we had something like decent to watch. For Sunday, or at least Championship Sunday, it was still a particularly long live stream, don't get me wrong there, but in comparison to like other tournaments, it wasn't as long as they could have been. Like for the NAIC finals day was almost 9 hours long. Day 2 was about 10. So like Fresno was 6 hours, almost 7 hours. So like, it's just one of those things, right? And I'm not trying to nitpick just because I want to see more, because obviously I would like to see more matches, but I'm just saying that like I would have liked to see what top 8 and top 4 were. I'm a USA player, so I was really hoping that Emilio Forbes would have been able to make it, but unfortunately he did not, and I don't know when he got knocked out, which is why I'm saying like I would like to have had the option to watch so I can kind of see what transpired. Was his opponent like obviously better, or did he play poorly? Like he ran in Bramble Gas, which is amazing, but I just wanted to see that. And other players too, like Joseph Agarte, he was knocked out I want to say during the top 32, and we didn't get to see his match. So top 16, he wasn't there anymore, I don't think. Yeah, he wasn't there because Emilio Forbes took over. But yeah, like, I would just wanted to see what like these other matches are and just learn. It's always a learning experience for me, and I think that's more beneficial. More beneficial for the player base, since we have something to look at and go, okay, look at what he did. This worked. Why didn't it work? And go from there, right? I think we all can agree with that. So that's just something that I just didn't like there. I do like that our current world champion is I think his name is Shohei. I don't want to mispronounce it, but he worked really hard at getting there. His matches and his team is phenomenal. So those were really cool. Do definitely appreciate that. Any other announcements? Oh, it's gonna get hot, so I will be recording at night for a while so that you guys will be able to see these during the day. It's gonna be in the upper 90s, almost triple digits, so there might be some times that I have to miss a session only because of the fact that it's hot. So just keep that in mind for next week. Hopefully it cools down so I don't have to worry about that in the future, but I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. And obviously do the YouTube things. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't. Subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment down below. I do reply to any and all comments you guys leave behind. So without further ado, let's get into our matches for today. All right, our first match is with Typhlosion. This is Hisuian, Lilligant, Ursaluna, Torkoal, Fluttermane, and Thundurus, and not Tornadus. Okay. So we kind of see that this is a Desired Sun team with some fixins of a Trick Room aspect with Fluttermane can using it, and then Thundurus to lower down people's speed. I think the best option here is to get rid of the Torkoal setup so that we can outspeed everyone else. So we're going to go in with Tornadus Chien Pao. We're gonna use I mean, I would have to use that, right? 310, no, 312. 312 is the Ligand. I'm not going to be able to beat that with Urshifu, but I might bring Urshifu in. No, we'll bring in Iron Hands, Chien-Pao, and Urshifu. We're going to bring in Iron Hands so that we can flinch the Torkoal if he does come out at any point in time. Pardon me. Ursaluna and Thundurus. Both shiny, I think. That's dope. Okay, so we can taunt the Thundurus. And we're gonna Drain Punch. Well. Yeah, we'll fake out the Ursaluna. They're gonna Terra. Who's your Terra target? It's gonna be the Ursaluna to get rid of the weakness. So it's Fairy. That way Drain Punch doesn't hurt, but Heavy Slam is gonna also hurt in just a little bit. Fake out into Ursaluna. Taunt. Do you have the Mental Herb? You do not. You go with Wind Bolt instead. Tornadus will barely survive with 10 HP. Not very effective against the Iron Hands. And Ursaluna was flinched and could not move. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started off with the Tailwind, just set up for the next few turns. And we will Heavy Slam into the Ursaluna. Now this isn't a typical Ursaluna. I do not see Guts coming out. Wind Bolt. Ooh, that's spec'd. Well, it's probably not spec'd, but it's not using anything else besides that. So, ooh, that's a bulky Ursaluna. Headlong Rush into the Iron Hands is going to knock him out. Now defenses drop one whole stage on both. And it's not spec'd, it's scarfed. That's what would be the classification there. Place on the left. Ooh. Chien-Pao is going to go straight into Thundurus. Terra Water Searching Strikes into the Ursaluna. Let's see if this gives us a better result. Headlong Rush, though. That's weird. That should be like a Great Tusk only move. Who else learns Headlong Rush? We're going to Terra Water into our Ursaluna. Ice Spinner is now to go into the Thundurus. It's going to knock him out. And here's Surging Strikes. Oof. 1, 2. Ah, 3 Pokemon learn Headlong Rush. Interesting. Ursaluna gets it when he evolves. Great Tusk gets it, and Hariyama gets it. Interesting. Alright. Tailwind is still up for at least 2 turns. Here comes the Ligand. And Torkoal should fall up right behind him. Fluttermane. Okay. Okay. I do have Tailwind for 2 more turns. So we're going to Ice Spinner into the Lilligant. And I'm going to Surgeon Strikes the Fluttermane. Boom. Lilligant drops down to its Sash. This is a more physical variant. Here comes Surgeon Strikes. Into the Fluttermane. Ooh. Down goes Fluttermane. 2 hits. It's weird. I went from like being the underdog to being the one that's hunting. That's dope. Chien-Pao takes a little bit of damage, but it's not too much. And we're going to then search Surgeons. Actually, Why not? Aqua Jet. Battle was canceled. I didn't think that I was gonna win that just by the first couple of hits from Thundurus. Honestly, I thought that it was over, but I'm glad that turned around. All right, next match is up. We've got Farigiraf, Landorus, Sableye, Ursaluna, Urshifu, and Fluttermane. Let's see, what should we do here? Sableye is probably going to be a problem. Landorus, and this is Therian Landorus, it's also going to be an issue for part of it. Fake Out is going to be really, really interesting here. We're going to bring in Tornadus and Fluttermane, Chien-Pao, and Iron Hands. We'll leave Urshifu and Dragonite in the back, even though I think those two would be really, really beneficial here. They do have Farigiraf, so priority moves are not going to be super helpful, but I do want to prevent Trick Room being used as well by Farigiraf, which is most likely what's going to happen. Probably the first turn is going to be Farigiraf and Ursaluna, because they're going to need to set up Trick Room to have that strategy up and running before I could take advantage of it. So Farigiraf and Sableye against Fluttermane and Tornadus. Which in this combo, we're looking pretty well. What we're going to be doing is I can't taunt Sableye, and Farigiraf most likely will have Armor Tail, so I can't really do anything for him either. So I'm going to do is set up Rain Dance for next turn, and I'm going to Imprison now so that Trick Room cannot be used. Sableye will use Fake Out on Tornadus. He just ignores it because Covert Cloak says so. And Imprison to stop whatever shenanigans Farigiraf was going to use, and it was going to use Trick Room. So there we go. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and get started off with the Bleak Wind. Goes right off that. And Moonblast. Well, now that that's gone, we'll go ahead and Terra Fairy right into the Sableye to knock it out. We need to get rid of our weakness to... We're not weak to Psychic. Why do I keep thinking that? I keep thinking that Ghost is weak to Psychic for some reason. I think it might have been the case in other gens, but I don't think it's the case now. But still, a two times hit for Fluttermane is pretty good with Moonblast. Bleak Wind will now be hitting 100%. Psychic will now go into the Tornadus. No, Fluttermane, which would have hurt like quite a bit. Moonblast. Sableye eats a berry that lowers down fairy attacks, but it's not going to be enough because he took a little bit of damage due to Bleak Wind. Sit out Fluttermane now. Now my Fluttermane is faster than theirs. That doesn't really mean anything, but I just know that it's faster. But I get put into a really difficult spot. I'm going to Moonblast the Farigiraf so that I can get Fluttermane out of the field. I haven't used Tailwind yet, which is totally fine. They're going to Terra now. It's most likely going to be the Fluttermane. And it is to get rid of that weakness to Shadow Ball, which is totally fine. They can't use Moonblast or Shadow Ball. They have to use Dazzling Gleam. Ally Switch. Okay. Moonblast is going to go right into that Fluttermane slot. Still does a lot of damage. Here comes Bleak Wind. Oh, Dazzling Gleam first. Fluttermane will barely survive, and so will Tornadus. Bleak Wind comes after that and knocks out the Fluttermane, so it's now just the Farigiraf and the fourth Pokemon in the back. Ooh, Ally Switch. Ally Switch, man. That is so hard to contend with. And here comes the Ursaluna, which cannot be summoned under Trick Room. I currently have that blocked. We're going to go ahead and Bleak Wind again. And I'm going to Moonblast into Ursaluna, thinking ally switch is going to happen again. Battle's canceled instead. Whew! Fluttermane coming in clutch with the Imprison, turning off Trick Room. All right, our next match is ready to go. We've got Galarian, Moltres, Mousehold, Grimmsnarl, Cresselia, Rillaboom, and Urshifu. So we do have a couple of people in there that could fake out Super Fang or Pop Bomb or even Follow Me with Mousehold. Couple Pokemon that are weak against like Fluttermane especially, and then we have, I think that's going to be Single Striker Shifu. He's been making quite a bit of rounds, especially in the World Circuit. Like you can see both Single Strike and Rapid Strike, which is awesome. Single Strike is really good against Trick Room setters because it can knock out most of them, if not all of them. I think the calc that I heard from Astoria VGC is about 75% of the time Single Striker Urshifu can knock them out. So we're gonna get set up with Tornadus and Chien-Pao to start off. They're really, really strong at the beginning. Then we'll go into Iron Hands and Fluttermane in case if I need to do some fairy damage at the end. Let's see how this this match goes. All right, they send out Cresselia and Grimmsnarl versus my Tornadus and Chien-Pao. Now, Tornadus has taunt abilities, so I don't really have to worry about there, and I'm going to be the fastest person on the field. But I'm going to taunt the Cresselia, thinking that it's going to be I'm thinking that it's going to be what am I thinking of? Rocky Helmet. A lot of Cresselia uses Rocky Helmet. So I'm hoping to turn it off here, but it could still be using the Mental Herb. I'm mostly built on physical Pokemon, so this is going to be very, very interesting. They withdrew Cresselia, which is totally fine. Bring out Moltres. I'm okay with that. Taunt doesn't go off because Moltres is dark. Reflect goes off to lower down special attacks on their side of the field. Sacred Sword will now go to Grimmsnarl. Does very little damage. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get set up with a Rain Dance, and I'm going to then go ahead and Ice Spinner into Moltres. Now Moltres will probably have weakness policy, so when I do this, it's gonna hurt for a lot. They're gonna Terra, and it's gonna go into the Moltres slot. It is. Let's go. Poison. Seems like. That's dope. So, Rain Dance. Get set up in the rain so that Bleak Wind does a little bit more. Ice Spinner will then come in after that. Does very little damage. But they will Nasty Plot. Oh. Well done. Spirit Break into the Chien-Pao, which is not going to get it to its sash, but it is going to pop it regardless. Let's go ahead and taunt the Moltres so that we don't have to deal with that anymore. And I'm going to hit it with a Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch goes off on the Moltres, does about half, or lowers it to half. Berserk raises its special attack. And it now will eat a Citrus Berry. So what procs Berserk again? That's interesting. It didn't proc it when I did Ice Spinner. But now Taunt. It's going to stop it from doing something else. Light Screen will go off. And Fiery Wrath at a +2. Tornadus barely hangs on. I can't see him on the list right now, so I'll just ignore it for the moment. Moonblast, maybe Slam. Okay, where we got Iron Hands. Heavy Slam is definitely for the Grimmsnarl for sure. Okay, now we'll go ahead and get started with Bleak Wind, and I'm gonna fake out the Moltres. Moltres is dark, so I don't see it on the list here of dark Pokemon, which is really, really weird. So we'll go to fire so I can bring up Moltres. Fake Out will stop Moltres from attacking, will not touch the Grimmsnarl. He can attack me just fine. Bleak Wind will also come in. Oh, that was a crit for that Spirit Break. I still want to know what's proccing Berserk, so we're going to take this time to figure that out. Okay, Berserk. When it takes a hit that causes its HP to become half or less. Oh, neat. So now it's a +4. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So I'm going to need to do Tailwind instead of doing damage to set up for the next person that's going to come in. And I'm going to Heavy Slam the Grimmsnarl. It's probably not going to do anything just because he's got Reflect and Light Screen up, but it's going to be something. Heavy Slam will go next, so that means I'm faster than Moltres. That's interesting. But Fire Wrath is going to do a lot of damage since it is +4. It's not going to knock out the Iron Hands, but it will take down the Tornadus, which is totally fine. Now with Fluttermane coming in as my final Pokemon, Cresselia will now come out as well. Terra, Fairy, Imprison. And we will Thunder Punch. Drain Punch? Drain Punch isn't very effective. Heavy Slam. 75. Based on weight? Let's try weight. I don't think Moltres weighs that much. He might. 60 kilograms? Or 145 pounds? In comparison to Iron Hands, which will bring him up now. Protect will happen on Moltres. I'll use Imprison. Heavy Slam goes into the protected Iron Hands. Or protected Moltres, I'm sorry. And Cresselia cannot use Trick Room. And the rain stopped. And Iron Hands is 839 pounds, so that's a huge difference between the two. I'll Shadow Ball the Cresselia, and I'll Heavy Slam the Moltres. This should do a lot of damage regardless of if it's weakness 2. I'm hoping that the base power is at least 90, maybe more. Shadow Ball will go right into the Cresselia. Does not very much. Heavy Slam again, right into the Moltres. Will not knock it out either. Air Slash will come in right after that to knock out Iron Hands. And Cresselia, Psychic. Lower down special defenses for the Fluttermane. And leftovers will activate for the Cresselia. Okay, so it's 1v3. It's going to be very hard for Fluttermane to take on all 3 of them now. So this is probably a loss for me. But I did do my best, and that's all that really matters. We'll take out the Moltres though with the Shadow Ball. Oh, well, never mind. It'll protect. So that sucks. Lunar Bless, or Lunar Blessing. It's gonna heal everyone on the field about 30%. Yoop. Yep, and with them being able to heal, I'm not. This match is over. Oh, they're Reflect War, and my Tailwind's gone. That's cool. They still have Light Screen for 2 more turns though, so it's good. We're out. There's not. Lunar Blessing. Well, Cresselia by himself is really, really hard to deal with, but Lunar Blessing as well. Oof. fourth match is up. We've got Torkoal, Hariyama, Farigiraf, Indeedee, Armarouge, and Gastrodon. Wow, this is like season regulation A Pokemon. This is dope. Okay, so obviously it's a Trick Room team with Hariyama being able to do Fake Out, but it has less Guts and Flame Orb. We have Indeedee that's going to preserve priority moves, so I can't use it against them, and they're going to highlight that to everyone else on my side of the field, plus Gastrodon, which is going to absorb a lot of Urshifu's moves. So it's like kind of like an anti-meta team, but Torkoal is like incredibly powerful. So that's interesting to me. We'll go in with Tornadus and Chien-Pao, Fluttermane, and Urshifu. That's who we'll bring. Even though Gastrodon is the direct counter for Urshifu, like I said yesterday, Urshifu is just Palafin, just with a 3-hit move. So everyone's gonna bring in a way to counter him, especially when they see him in the roster. It's like, okay, I have to bring in Gastrodon because I have to be able to withstand attacks from this Pokemon specifically. So we're going to start off the match with Armarouge and Indeedee. Psychic Surge comes out. No priorities can be used currently. Psychic Seed will also get activated on the Indeedee, giving it as defense boost. So we're going to go ahead and get started off with maybe Fluttermane should have been better to bring in here, but I'm not 100% worried about that too much. Rain Dance, and then we will then go ahead and do Ice Spinner. Yeah, we'll have to do the Ice Spinner on Indeedee. Indeedee is going to say follow me, which there it is. I wish that if you were a normal type, you ignore that, just kind of like Rage Powder. Grass Pokemon ignore Rage Powder. So Ice Spinner will now go right into the Indeedee slot. Armarouge has not attacked yet, which means that's a Trick Room setter. And here it comes. Oh, Heat Wave. Oh, dope. Okay, never mind. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. I can now taunt, so that's really, really cool. Does follow me go before? I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna go Bleak Wind and Sucker Punch. No, because Indeedee is gonna direct me over to their thing again. So I'm just gonna go straight into that slot. Follow me, there it is. Sacred Sword into the Indeedee, it's gonna knock it out. Here comes Bleak Wind. Oh, it does a lot of damage to the Armarouge, but it doesn't knock him out. But it will lower his speed. There's the Trick Room. That's what I was looking for. It's like I knew it was going to happen sometime. Sent out Farigiraf. Retreat for the Fluttermane. And I'm going... Oh, I can't. I was going to Sucker Punch, but I can't now. Protect instead. Farigiraf's got an Armor Tail, which prevents people being hit by priority moves, which is the direct counter to Dragonites, Chien-Paos, Urshifus, like everybody. Like I could even bring out Urshifu right now and cause a problem. Expanding Force. Boop. That's a lot of damage. Dazzling Gleam from Farigiraf does not hurt the Chien-Pao, but it will probably knock out the Fluttermane. It does not. So I'm going to Terra Fairy Trick Room and swap out to to Urshifu. Chien-Pao already used Protect. I can't do anything more, so I'll bring in Urshifu to hopefully bring in some sort of counter. We will Terra Fairy so that we're not affected by a lot. Hoping anyway. This might have made Psychics different, but we'll see. Expanding Force. on the Flutter Mane. It's gonna knock it out. It's totally fine. I kind of expected that to happen, honestly. As soon as I swapped her out, it's like, okay, I can try to go for this. It's kind of hard after that. Oh, Urshifu will get hit really, really hard. Probably do the double protect this turn. Probably do the double protect. Okay, so how long does they have for Trick Room? 2 more turns. So protect here. Surging strikes. There. We'll see if that works. It probably won't, but I'll give it a try. I'm mainly protecting Qian Pao from the Dazzling Gleam. Here comes the Heat Wave. Doesn't do anything, but it misses Urshifu as well, so that's cool. Dazzling Gleam comes out. Oh, well, that's gonna hit. Never mind. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. Even with my switch game, I can't. Rain stopped. Heat Wave is going to do a lot, but I'm going to do this instead. Let's go for the double protect. Let's see if it works. Probably won't, but we'll see. It does not. It's a 50-50 chance. Here comes the Rain Dance. The Heat Wave's going to come in after that. The Expanding Force Dazzling Gleam combo. And I couldn't get through Trick Room or Priority. And that's sometimes how the match goes. Last match of the day is here. We've got Amoonguss, Palafin. I don't know what that thing is. Not a lot of people bring it. Grimmsnarl, Golden Go, and Dragonite. So this is a very interesting team. Let's see what happens. We'll have to probably go in with like the switch-ins for Palafin and Amoonguss. So let's bring in Tornadus and Fluttermane, Iron Hands, and Qian Pao. We'll leave Dragonite and Urshifu in the back. 46 seconds. Wow, that's pretty fast. I didn't think I was gonna get able to do it. Final match. Ooh, I like that picture. That's dope. Golden Go and Grimmsnarl, let's go. Tornadus and Fluttermane. So, Golden Go. Instant, like, problem. But I'm the fastest Pokemon on the field. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight off with the Bleak Wind. Well, Rain Dance. Swap immediately. Ooh. Fluttermane, what are you gonna do? Shadow Ball into Golden Go. I'm setting off Rain Dance so that I can, one, get a benefit from Fallout Bleak Wind. Trick. That's gonna take the Covert Cloak. And you get Choice Band. Oh, dope. Shadow Ball. Oh, right into the Golden Go, which is gonna knock it out right away. Trick, huh? Trick Grimmsnarl, that's dope. I mean, the rain's set up, so I'm good. I can't use anything else, but I'm good. Dragonite comes out next. Terra Ghost, Bleak Wind. And I'm just gonna go straight into that Grimmsnarl slot. Why not? Whoa! If only Iron Hands could learn Trick, that'd be dope. Withdraw the Grimmsnarl. That's totally cool with that. Bring out a Moongus. All right, so I don't know what kind of Dragonite this is, but if it's Terra Normal, it's definitely going to be seeing some stars here with 2 ghosts on the field. And one, which is going to be locked into Bleak Wind, and Amoonguss hates that attack. Moonblast goes right into the Amoonguss slot, doesn't do like hardly anything, but Bleak Wind will. And it almost knocks it out, but just barely hangs on. Rock Slide from the Dragonite, so it's not your typical Dragonite combo. Bleak Wind goes right into that slot, and I'll Moonblast into the Dragonite because it's no longer multi-scaled. Even if it's not, it could be Inner Focus, which prevents flinching and intimidates, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. I don't think it's going to be good enough. So what you gotta do? What you gotta do when they come for you? 2 ghosts. Gonna reign supreme. I don't care if I'm locked into Bleak Wind right now. I'm doing a lot of damage. They withdrew Amoonguss, totally fine. Good call. Brought out Grimmsnarl again. They're gonna Terra. Has to be the Dragonite. What are you gonna Terra to? Rock. Okay. All right. I think wind or flying moves still hurts that slot a lot. So that's cool. Bleak Wind, 100% right into the slot. Oh, doesn't do hardly anything to Dragonite. Dope. But I'm going to drop its speed down. Here comes a ×2 Rock Slide. Does not knock out either one of my Pokemon. It gets really, really close though. Bleak Wind again. And I'm just going to Moonblast right into the Grimmsnarl slot. Good call on the choice spam though. If it was like Specs, man, that would like help out quite a bit, but it's not, so that's dope. Protect on the Dragonite, which is totally fine. No, oh, Sucker Punch does knock out the Fluttermane. I did not realize that Grimmsnarl got Sucker Punch. That's dope. All right, cool. Bleak Wind Storm does not hurt the Dragonite, but it is going to hurt a little bit to the Grimmsnarl. Will not knock it out, but it gets really, really close. So I'm going to bring in Iron Hands now. And I'm going to go ahead and Bleak Wind one more time. Actually, how much do I have in the Rain? Rain has one more turn. Swap to Chien Pao, and I'm going to... Ooh, Drain Punch? Oh, I could Drain Punch? Actually, we're going to Fake Out instead. I don't want Rock Slide bullness. No more Rock Slides for you. The Rain's gonna last one more turn. I would much rather just get this over with. So Fake Out, boom. Sucker Punch was also gonna fail, so that was gonna go to the Tornadus. That most likely would have knocked him out. And the Rain stopped. Okay. Now that we've got all of this situated, we'll go ahead and hit him really, really hard, and we'll hit you really, really hard. Sacred Sword into the Dragonite, which is going to do a lot of damage. Withdrew the Dragonite. That's cool. Are you going to bring out Amoonguss again? I think you are. Yep, there he is. Hello, Amoonguss. Sacred Sword right into that slot. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it will. And it will do damage by the Rocky Helmet. Spirit Break also. I didn't... Oh, well, yeah, never mind. I was like, wait, how did that happen? Like, well, duh. Iron Hands isn't faster than Grimmsnarl. Duh. So now we'll bring out Tornadus. My Terra goes Tornadus. Now it's down to the 2, and we'll Bleak Wind and Drain Punch and hope for the best. That's all that we could do for now. That's all that we could do. Amoonguss might do Rage Powder. It could do Spore at the end. I don't know what's going to happen, though. I'm locked into Bleak Wind, and if it doesn't hit either one, that's... I played a good game. I'm hoping for 2 things right now. 1, no Spore. Both people getting hit with Bleak Wind. There's the Rage Powder. Bleak Wind. It hits both and knocks one of them out. Oh! Okay, Amoonguss goes down. I think that was a crit. I'm not sure. I can't read any of those. Here comes the Rock Slide, which is 2 times. It's going to knock out Tornadus, I believe. Yes. Does nothing to the Iron Hands. Now let's hope for no flinching. Please don't flinch. I don't think it's going to flinch. It would be really, really hard for it to flinch. Drain Punch into that slot. It only had like 2 HP left. Punch. Boom. And for our final match, we ended at 3-2. Whew. That's awesome. That was a good match. I didn't think Dragonite could be like Terra Rock, but if you're going to spam Rock Slide, that's how you do it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the end of our matches for today and the end of this video. A good shout out to everyone that made it this far. I appreciate you and thank you so much for watching. We're currently 30 wins and 25 losses in our 55 games and are currently ranked 3,931. It's not bad for our particular play style and how we can come in and out of Trick Room very easily. However, there has been a couple of times in this video where I've completely botched it while playing against Trick Room, so that's interesting. So it's going to be a learning curve for me, and I'm thinking of coming up with a decent strategy of how to do with it more, I guess, I don't want to say abundantly, but I think thoroughly is going to be like the word I want to use. With that being said, with me coming up with a thorough strategy of having to deal with Trick Room, I think the best thing to do is to have more than one Pokemon be able to work inside and maybe stop Trick Room being used. So the team might need to be changed depending on how much Trick Room that we see, and it's abundant. Like, everyone's using Trick Room, and if you're not, you're using Tailwind to get a speed tier. And a lot of people believe in that strategy too. A lot of people that were in the Worlds tournament was using Tailwind to get that speed tier advantage, but a lot of people, myself included, also do forget that even though that we're working on speed tiers, if the Pokemon is bulky enough to where you can't knock it out within the first 5 turns of a game, you're not going to knock it out at all. I'm sorry. It's hard after that. So keep that in mind in the future when you guys are battling. The MVP of this match, I want to say that was Fluttermane, with being able to stop everything that a trainer was going to use. The Tornadus Fluttermane Open was amazing, and Fluttermane was able to live through so many hits, and I didn't think it was going to, but it did. And Tornadus was able to hang on right after that, so that was even better. And they're not really set for bulk, so either the opponent didn't train them physically adept, or they were going for a bulky set, and I was just able to outlast the amount of damage that they were trying to do. Whatever the case may be, MVP this time is going to be Fluttermane. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and Pokefans alike, is the end of everything I have to say. Go ahead and do the YouTube things once again by liking the video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't. Leave a comment down below. I do reply to any and all comments that you guys leave behind. If you have any questions, that's the best way to reach out to me. Subscribe if you're new or if you're a returning viewer, obviously. And my Uncle Mike said that it helps out the videos quite a bit if you turn on the notification bell over to the left. What's my left, your right. Click that, hit all, and you'll be notified when I release new videos. I do release Pokemon content 6 days a week, and today's a special occasion because I missed last week's upload. On that note, uploads might be slower next week. We are heading into the triple digits. So usually I record these during the morning when I wake up and I get it out to you guys so you guys get it on an earlier time. However, because it is going to be 100, or it's going to be 99 today, 102 tomorrow, 107, or I'm sorry, rephrase that. It's going to be 102 today, 107 tomorrow, which is Monday, 104 on Tuesday, and 100 on Wednesday. And then we sit at 94 on Thursday, and then we drop down 20 degrees, which means I will be recording at night instead when it's not so hot. But if I'm not able to upload, I'll let you guys know in the community tab onto the channel. If it's too hot for me to record, I will definitely let you know. If it's not going to be a good time to record and upload, I will let you guys know. When the weather isn't affecting me or trying to screw me in some way, I will get a video out to you all next week, Monday through Saturday. And if you guys want, I can even record it on my my Apple Book Pro, and it won't have any commentary. At least I'll try to give commentary, but I can record it on there so I can have the AC on. But you guys may have really bad reception with that, but it's going to be different. But needless to say, the video is over. Oopsie, the video's gone. The video's over. There's what may happen next week. I'll do my best to upload for you guys. Stay hydrated, stay cool. Happy Sunday, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.